This is a story about a tiny fox called Max and his friend Minnie, a tiny rabbit. When they meet Pete, the penguin. It was a snowy morning in the forest, peaceful and still. Max and Minnie played on the frozen pond. Suddenly, a cry echoed through the trees. Someone was in trouble. Pete the penguin stood shivering in the snow. His slippers were gone. Max and Minnie comforted him and promised to help him find them. Minnie spotted footprints in the snow. Max inspected them closely. These weren't animal tracks they knew. Ahead, they saw a warm log home with smoke rising from the chimney. Max sneaked over to the window and looked inside. Inside, Marvin the Mouse was sipping cocoa, wearing Pete's slippers. Pete stormed to the front door and went inside. "Hey!" shouted Pete. "These slippers are mine." "I thought they were for sharing," said Marvin. Pete smiled. "Maybe you want to borrow them?" he said. "Oh yes," Marvin replied happily. The friends laughed and sipped cocoa by the fire. Then they waved goodbye to Marvin and left for new adventures. This is a story about a tiny fox called Max and his friend Minnie, a tiny rabbit. When they meet Roy the raccoon. It was a beautiful morning in Whispering Woods. Max the tiny fox stretched by the pond. Minnie the rabbit picked berries nearby. Max sniffed the air. "Is that pancakes?" Minnie nodded. "Let's go." They walked through sea forest, following the delicious scent. In a clearing, Roy the raccoon sat sadly with burnt pancakes. "I messed everything up," Roy sighed. "And it's my turn to cook breakfast." "Don't worry, we'll help," said Max. They ran to Marvin the Mouse to get more flour. "Sure," Marvin said. "Just come inside." Marvin gave Max and Minnie a little bowl with flour. "Thanks," Max said. "Let's make some pancakes." Max and Minnie carried the bowl carefully through the forest. Max tasted the new batter. "Needs more sugar," he said. They used the strawberries they picked to make some jam. Max built a small fire using some small stoves to protect the ground. Minnie put some butter into a small pan and Max spread it out. Roy flipped it and landed perfect pancakes. "Best flip ever!" Roy set a picnic table with plates. He was so happy. Animals arrived, sniffing the air, all excited for sea breakfast. "Yum," said a squirrel. "They are so fluffy." Roy handed Max and Minnie tiny jam jars, official pancake helpers. They enjoyed pancakes in the sunset, all happy. This is a story about a tiny fox called Max, his friend Minnie a tiny rabbit, and their good friend Marvin the Mouse. It was a fantastic day in Melody Meadow. Green hills sparkled with daisies and wildflowers. Berry bushes overflowed with raspberries and blueberries, and cherry trees glimmered like something from a fairy tale. "We have a problem. This is the last jar with jam," said Max. "That's an easy fix," Minnie said. "We'll just pick some berries and make more." "Let's check if Marvin liked to join," Minnie said. They rushed through the forest to Marvin's place. Marvin was very glad they asked, so he joined the berry hunt. They walked side by side on the forest path with their colorful buckets. At a crossing, they split up and went in different directions. Max picked delicious raspberries. Minnie found some large blueberries. Marvin had to use a ladder to reach the large bunches of cherries. After a while, Max's bucket was quite full of raspberries. Minnie had also filled her bucket with blueberries. And look at all those cherries Marvin had picked. They met again in the clearing and admired each other's berry picking. They carried carefully the buckets full of berries back home. They started making some new jam. Raspberries first. Finally, the three good friends had made enough jam for the next year.